On a hot summer day, Emma ventured into her grandmother's overgrown garden for the first time. Among the tall grasses and gnarled apple trees, she discovered something unusual: an old swing. The ropes were covered in moss. The wooden seat looked worn, and yet it seemed to glimmer mysteriously in the sunlight. The magic swing, Grandma whispered with a knowing smile as she watched Emma curiously examine her find. It grants a wish to good children, but only if they are brave and have a kind heart. Emma wasn't sure if she believed it. Could magical swings really move on their own? Could you simply make a wish and it would come true? What would you wish for? Grandma asked, smiling. But Emma wasn't sure. A pony? A dog? A mountain of candy? As twilight fell, she promised herself to find out the next day. Little did she know, the swing would bring her more adventures than she could ever imagine. The next morning, Emma climbed onto the swing. Her heart pounded with excitement as she gripped the mossy ropes. At first, nothing happened, but suddenly the swing began to move on its own. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, until Emma felt like she was flying through the air. The wind rushed past her ears, and she heard a faint giggle. Who's there? She asked, but no one answered. Instead, a gentle voice seemed to come from the swing itself. A wish, that is my gift. But choose wisely, for courage and heart matter. Emma gasped. This couldn't be real, could it? She thought of all the wishes that raced through her mind. A pony, a world trip, or a giant treehouse. Then she remembered Grandma's words. Your wish must be brave and wise. What should she choose? Emma swung higher and higher, feeling that this was just the beginning of something magical. Before Emma could make her wish, a large black raven with gleaming feathers landed on the swing. Caw! Stop! This swing belongs to me, it squawked loudly, glaring at her with clever eyes. Emma couldn't believe her ears. What? This is Grandma's swing, she protested. The raven shook its head. No, it's magical, and I am its guardian. If you want to swing, you must bring me something first. Emma was curious. What? The raven grinned mischievously. The biggest nut in the garden. Without it, you can't sit here. Emma was skeptical, but loved a challenge. She explored the garden and came across an angry squirrel guarding every nut like a treasure. With a mix of cleverness and kindness, she managed to find the biggest nut and proudly handed it to the raven. Well done, little girl. You've passed the first test, the raven squawked, flying off elegantly. Finally, Emma was allowed back on the swing. This time, the wind felt warmer and the sunlight seemed brighter. As she swung, the world around her began to change. The colors grew more vivid, the air tasted sweet, and suddenly Emma was no longer in Grandma's garden. She had landed in a place that looked like it was made from a rainbow. The meadows were blue, the sky golden, and everywhere funny little creatures scurried around, resembling living candies. One of them, a gummy beetle named Bubbly, waddled over to her sadly. I lost my glitter ball, he sniffled. Emma promised to help him, and together they searched the colorful fields. After a series of funny mix-ups and a dive into a giant lollipop lake, they found the ball. Bubbly beamed with joy. Thank you, Emma. You're the best. As a token of gratitude, he gave her a glowing rainbow stone that hummed in her hand, as if it were magical. When Emma swung back into the garden, the next challenge awaited her. This time, the swing spoke in a firm voice. Show your courage. You must convince the grumpy giant Siggy to return his drum. Emma hesitated. A giant? That sounded dangerous. But she had no choice. With her heart pounding, she set off and found Siggy sitting on a large tree stump, drumming grumpily. What do you want, little thing? He growled. Emma swallowed hard and took a deep breath. I wanted to ask if you could return the drum. It belongs to the children in the village. Siggy laughed loudly, but Emma didn't let herself be intimidated. She told him jokes, sang a funny song, and finally made him laugh so hard that he shook with joy. All right, little girl, because you're so brave and funny, I'll return the drum. Emma watched with satisfaction as Siggy kept his promise. After all these adventures, Emma was ready to make her wish. The swing had shown her the importance of courage, kindness, and wisdom. She sat on the wooden seat one last time, holding the rainbow stone tightly, and closed her eyes. I wish to always be brave enough to help others, no matter how hard it is. The swing hummed softly, and Emma felt a warm strength fill her heart. A true wish, the swing whispered. Your courage will bring light to the world. Emma climbed down, and although the swing now hung still, she felt sure her decision was the right one. From that day on, Emma became known for her kindness and resourcefulness. She helped everyone who needed support. But the magic swing remained her secret. Sometimes Emma would sit on it just for fun, reliving the memories of her adventures. And when the wind rustled through the garden, she thought she could hear the swing's faint laughter. Emma knew this wasn't the end. It was the beginning of many more adventures, with or without magic, because the true magic lay within her.